Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our second matchup of the night as we are diving in to the Prospect League here. I'm Rockerman, joined in the booth by Mr. Chunk Light. Chunk, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great, doing great. Excited to see what kind of tricks we have up here in this game, Rockerman. Is we've got a bunch of news coming out.
Yeah, there is some news. It looks like AdTySo running behind, got caught up at work, then got caught in traffic. So it looks like Origin gonna have to start things out with Wyverium for the first foreseeable future of this matchup. Chunky, it was almost you having to sub up in this matchup, but it's gonna be Wyverium. It's gonna be Wyverium pulling into this one. But he's got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, replacing the top cell is gonna be no easy feat. He's got to pull his weight, or at least make some of these games close. As the longer the series goes on, the more likely AdTySo will be able to find his way into this lobby as he is running behind.
Yeah, we are going to have to see if they're going to be able to still pull it off. But Wyverium, a solid player, regardless, just not used to running with this roster of voakes and slayz. And then on the other end, Chunk, we got to talk a little bit quickly about Faded here. They have had a great run so far, a spectacular run through the playoffs and the postseason thus far.
Yeah, they're the hottest team, I'd say, right now. Probably in all of Nemesis, just coming from that play-ins bracket, winning, I believe, now 3 in a row. They won the very bottom of the bracket. They won the game 2 clinch, and then they took down the Rooks. They took down the #1 seed, so this is a scary team to play, especially if you're down that player.
Yeah, they are going to be very scary here, and we'll see if Origin has what it takes to tussle with them, even with the sub in the lobby here. It looks like everyone is joined up and ready to go. And Chunk, knowing this now as we get things ready to go underway, who do you got taking this matchup? You think the faded masterclass is going to continue on, or you think Origin can pull it off?
I think it depends how Faded comes out. We've seen great Street Soul and Nobro performances throughout the entire postseason. I'm curious to see if they can replicate this, or just have some great teamwork as they go on. We've seen it before, and I believe if they can pull it off, they will lead ahead against this Origin team who is not as connected playing with that sub.
Yeah, we'll have to see. All eyes are going to be on Wyverium taking the spot of the captain of AdTySo here. And yeah, we mentioned Faded. That 10 seed made the run through the play-in tournament here all the way up to grab the A seed, and then, like Chunk mentioned, took down that #1 seeded Rooks here. And we'll have to see if they have what it takes to take down Origin. The 5 seed here getting a big first round win against Vipers. And seeing if they can start things off here as Wyverium looking for that shot there. Follow-up attempt coming through. Street Roll is going to have to block that one off to the side there as Origin starting out early. And Wyverium has had a couple of good opportunities, so filling in pretty solidly thus far. Chunk missed a double opportunity early on, but it seems like Origin are the ones starting out with this offensive pressure.
Yeah, it seems like they've found their stride on offense. We've seen couple shaky defenses, but I feel like that is also both these teams just settling into this matchup, feeling each other out in this game 1. But so far we've seen, I would say, impressive play from Origin. voakes has been playing that third man and being so careful as he'll find a goal here. Speak of the man himself, Wyverium will find a great force of a touch from Gala, and voakes able to follow it up and put in the first goal for this Origin squad.
Yeah, voakes is going to send that one in. A big component. Him and slayz picked up mid-season. This Origin team did not have the greatest start here. Started out 0-4, and then became one of the hottest teams down the stretch, picking up voakes and slayz to pair along with AdTySo. And voakes, a big reason why Origin's had the success that they have here. And now with an early first goal here, looking to take this game #1 here, but Faded still a long way to go in this one. You can never count these guys out. They've been the underdogs many times throughout this postseason and have found a way to succeed through it all here. As this one sent down, Wyverium gonna fake a touch. A demo though comes out there from Gala, able to kill someone on the backside there. As this one is blocked up. Wyverium Gonna look to take this one. Doesn't have a lot of boost. Gonna pop it up high. Gala, some good speed. Gonna beat out voakes. It just slayz back. He's trying to avoid the demo there. He's able to do so as he pushes it off to the side. 50 comes through faded. Starting to get a little bit going on their offensive end here as voakes is gonna send it down into the corner here as we're past the halfway point here of this one chunk. And faded, they've had a couple opportunities. It looks like they're starting to try to speed things up here, see if they can get this Origin defense out of whack.
Yeah, we've seen a couple bump attempts. We've seen them do it on both offense and defense, trying to slow down this Origin attack that is really prolonged their visit this game. As another big shot will come out from slayz. It's a great pop over middle off of Wyverium touch again, and it just trickles down, beats Nobro to the ball, and sets him up too in this first game. Really, I would say surprising a lot of us just with how Wyverium has played. He has both the assists here, and he's seemed to fulfill these shoes pretty well so far.
Yeah, he has, but this one, can they save this one? It is off the post there. A great opportunity for faded, but they couldn't put it through there. But can they get this one? No, not quite. This slayz is gonna race back, but yeah, Origin with the early 2-goal lead here as voakes is gonna push this one off to the side here. As it's sent away to the corner, slayz gonna give chase. Street Soul trying to get to this one here. Gonna take it low and slow, but slayz with a big dunk there. Wyverium is up, looking for the touch there. Gonna keep it around in the corner though. As Nobro sets it off there, voakes gonna bang it off the corner. Gonna find another one popping out of the midfield. Here comes slayz, looking for the shot off the backboard. Voakes gonna take control, trying to fire another one, but can't quite get it through as Origin is still on the attack. They're still bumping, and slayz is still scoring.
Yeah, another assist from Wyverium. Everyone participated. Wyverium gets the pop off slayz's top of his car, and slayz is able to finish the tap because voakes just harassed that last man out of net, making it a free goal for them.
Yeah, and Origin starting out strong. Wyverium, that sub up there, coming out big here thus far, setting up a couple of great plays in this game number 1. Now faded, looking for their first goal, trying to find it there, but voakes is able to get back in time as slayz is going to send this one out. This one can be blocked back down as voakes is going to dive in, keeping this pressure going. As this one sent out of the midfield can be blocked off by Nobro, sent up high. Wyverium trying to get to it, but Gala, he's too quick to it. slayz can be forced to grab a touch on that one there. As Nobro sends this one up high, voakes, he's going to win that one off to the side here. Only 40 seconds remaining. Origin setting this one up. slayz, he can't quite put it down though. That was a chance to find a dagger, but Wyverium is going to come back and score it anyways. And it's 4-0 Origin.
Yeah, I would say a masterclass on teamwork. They haven't been played together, but they've been able to find team plays. All goals have been assisted. Wyverium 3 of his own, and will find another one there. Able to really extend the lead here and almost secure game 1 with, I'd say, both offense and defense here as Origin will be put on that back foot rocker, man, and Street Soul will find one off a missed touch from Wyverium. Gala gets the pop. Street Soul puts it right past slayz. He's kind of caught off guard, and this game isn't over. There's still a little bit of time for 3 goals to be scored by this faded team.
Yeah, no, that one was definitely a miscommunication, it looked like, but faded was all over it, and that's what they can do well. They've made many comebacks before, as this one is an opportunity with slayz. Gonna help bail his team out, forcing Gala back, but faded does get one here at the end. Doesn't quite look like they're gonna be able to pull this one all the way back here. Is this one 50'd off to the corner? Gala maybe looking for another one. slayz trying to send it across, but Street Soul is waiting, and he is gonna put it in there. And faded gonna find 2 at the end here. Couldn't need an absolute miracle to find 2 more, but they get something going for the next game at the very least.
Yeah, they've found themselves in a little bit of rhythm, just kind of off a panicky Origin defense, and they have been able to find some big goals at the end of the game here. Is I think the ball will hit the ground unless they can find one more, which they do. A little cherry on top for this faded team is they find 3 straight goals, but the cushion that Origin had was good enough to really put them up and set this game away. As Nobro also finds a goal here, and I believe everyone on faded able to find a goal there at the end of the game, putting themselves up for great momentum. My bad. Gala did not have a goal. He had 3 assists. Pretty much a goal.
Yeah, basically a goal. We can count it as a goal anyways. And either way, however you chalk it up though, some big momentum gained by Faded there at the end of that game number 1. And Origin, they just had a little bit too much, like you mentioned, Chunk, too much of a cushion in the beginning of the game. Faded couldn't quite bring it all the way back there in that game. And now as we look to game number 2, Chunk, what do you want to see out from Faded to try to tie this series up and keep things going?
I expect Faded to come out swinging like they did at the end of that game. They showed some great offense in flurries at the end, just off miscues from Origin. Uncharacteristic. We didn't see all game, but one thing we have seen from Faded is they like to go for demos themselves. Street Soul has, and Nobro also participating, and I think that can really throw off defenses, and we didn't really see any of that in game 1.
Yeah.
But I expect to see if they are able to find success with that. Definitely finding some successful offensive attacks off of it.
Yeah, and I know Street Soul has been the one to kind of set up these plays with those demos, with that pressure, and we'll see if they can find it here in this game number 2 as we are underway here. slayz throwing that one off the backward, ball pushed across the midfield, but Faded gonna collect this one. Street Soul looking to take control, trying to find a 50, but voakes gonna beat him out on that one. As Nobro off the side, slayz looking to send it up towards the midfield, but Gala, some good pressure there, able to get that one out to the midfield. voakes gonna find a big bang. Street Soul grabs that one. The ball is dropping down in the midfield. Street Soul gonna pop it up, but not really a follow quite yet from Faded. As the 50 comes out in the midfield. Nobro now off the sidewall, looking for something there. Gonna find it by 1, but gonna be bumped off of that one. Is Street Soul. He's gonna pop it up back in the midfield. slayz not a lot of boost to get to that one. That one not quite on target though. Good opportunity for Faded as this one's popped up in the midfield. Shot towards the net. Is it gonna go in? It's off the post there. Not quite gonna find its way, but the ball's still floating. voakes gonna help out slayz to keep that one out of the net. But about a minute in here, Chunk, and Faded, they've had a couple of opportunities on the Origin net.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good opportunities here as they will push away an Origin attack. We've seen, I would say, some attempts at bumps, but nothing really coming from it. We've seen a lot of, I would say, really good shots just not placed on net. And if they want to win this game, they're going to need to find those placements, find these beats that they have also been finding a lot of, and put some past this sturdy Origin defense so far.
Yeah, Origin, they can lock it down on the defense. They're usually known for their offense, so seeing how Wyverium fits in the absent AdTySo could throw that off just a little bit. And Faded, they are known for their offense as well. Some great comebacks, some great pressures. This one's dropped down in the midfield. Wyverium can't quite find that touch, but voakes sends it down. slayz can leave it for voakes, who puts it back in the Faded corner. Street Soul sends this one up high. Wyverium pushing it across the pitch. slayz trying to avoid that one, but an opportunity again, can't quite go through for Nobro. Not a lot of boost. voakes can't quite collect that one. As Gala throws this one off the corner, slayz pops out in the midfield. Origin trying to break out, but Faded continuing their pressure. This one going high off the backboard. voakes got to make a touch. He's able to get it out in the midfield as slayz trying to get it down. voakes now looking to continue. A bump comes through from slayz. Opportunity for Wyverium. He's going to try to set it up there, but it's going to be cleared off the backboard there. And still, we remain at a 0-0 game here, Chunk, just past the halfway point.
Both defenses have been able to shut down attacks. Faded more so in the midfield as they have 0 saves right now. And we've seen prolonged attacks from really Faded. Origin just trying to get a shot on, but they haven't been able to really get a pass. And they're going to need to find something as a good opportunity finds itself here. Rockervad as Wyverium will put one in off a little miss touch, or a big miss coming out from Street Soul on that backboard.
Yeah, and Gala was really expecting Street to get that touch, and it's a big mistake there for Origin's first opportunity, and they make the most of it, throwing that one in the back of the net with 2 minutes remaining here in this game number 2. And now Faded once again find themselves on the back foot, but what we've seen from these underdogs is even when they're down, you can't count them out here. They're always in there for a good comeback. We even saw the 3 goals at the very end of game number 1. Wasn't quite enough, but That shows you what this Faded team can do. Even at the very end here, as slayz looking up for something, trying to find a bump. The ball dropped down here. Origen trying to keep it in the midfield there. This one is going to be blocked out and sent down. This could be an opportunity towards the backboard. Looking for a double tap. Can't quite find it. The touch comes through from voakes, but it's still floating. As this one is going to be pushed out by slayz. Another opportunity goes away for Faded as a double commit comes through, but Nobro, he's quick to that one. Able to find another touch as they're trying to keep it in, trying to tie things up here with just about a minute remaining here, Chung. And Faded got to try to put on the gas here and see if they can find something.
As a missed past opportunity comes out, as a whole bunch of misses coming out. Origen kind of panicking on this defense right now. We've seen them be stuck on their own half rocker man, and they need to find the way out. We've seen this Faded defense been able to kind of set off these midfield and be able to prolong their attacks, but so far nothing has come from them. 0 for 6 right now, 5 of which being saved away. Origen continues to stay strong on this defense.
Yeah, the defense locking it down. Can they hold it on for the last seconds, or will we see a Faded flurry at the very end here? The ball heading in the Origen corner. 20 seconds remaining. This one pops up. voakes going to take control. It's Origen trying to push this one out. voakes going to take it down. Wasting valuable time, sending it back to the Faded end, but a great boom going down the other way. Gala going to find that touch off the corner. Could be a shot opportunity. slayz is going to get up for it. Nobro has an opportunity to shoot it on net, but he can't get the touch there. Wyverium sends it down, and Origen come through with a 2-0 series lead.
Yeah, really impressive game. They found that one successful attack on their 2 total shots, and that was all they really needed to win that game. Their defense stood stout. Normally, the defensive playstyle really doesn't benefit teams. Normally, coming back is way harder than putting on prolonged pressure, where teams just eventually break in and collapse. But Origen was able to find success through it during this game too, and able to put themselves up in a 2-0 game. And Faded losing 2 in a row, you normally start to say, do they take their timeout? We've lost 2 in a row, but I think that you got to continue with this roster. The longer you go on, the more likely maybe AdTySo can come. And I think AdTySo, even with how well Wyverium has been playing, is just has more chemistry with this team. And Faded, I think they're accepting playing this roster rather than the full team.
Yeah, no, and they are opting not to use the tactical timeout here, as we're going to move on to game number 3. And like you said, see if they can beat out this roster again without AdTySo, who's delayed in making this game. So we'll have to see if they can take this game number 3 here. But I mean, it is interesting though to opt to not use the tactical timeout though, Chunk. And you know, I guess we do have to give credit to Wyverium, who has stepped up big there in that game. And I mean, he scored the only goal in that game, that last game there, Chunk. So even still, he's been a solid player nonetheless.
Yeah, he's really stepped up. It's really impressive what he's been able to do with a team I would say he hasn't really played with at all. Been able to lead Origen on offense mainly is what I've seen, which is impressive. Been able to play aggressive and find a playstyle that fits with this Origen team, and it's worked wonders for them. But last game they were not able to find a whole lot of offense, and I'm kind of curious to see if Faded kind of snuffed out this attack that Wyverium has been able to orchestrate, or if it was just a hard game for Origen.
We'll have to see here as we're going to be diving into this game number 3 here. We'll see if Faded has what it takes to battle back. This is a big game for them to see if they can tie this one up here, or take a win here and try to get themselves within a game here. But slayz, he wants to get a 3-0 lead, and he's going to start off with the first goal.
Yeah, Wyverium, another assist. Great read. Streetso can't find the touch, and slayz comes flying down the middle and able to put away a goal early for Origen here, as they find themselves with the same differential they had at the end of game 2. Maybe able to find more offense like I was wondering.
Yeah, they are going to find the offense early on, and Not what you want to see from Faded here. Again, opting not to use a tactical timeout, trying to play it out as is here. And, you know, we've seen a couple teams in this playoffs here opt to not use the tactical timeout. It hasn't been used as much, Chunk, in the season 13 playoffs here as we've seen in the past, in my opinion.
Yeah, really, the timeout helps reset the mental and everything, and really helps get through hard times, especially in those close games and close losses. I know it can help, but I feel like Faded elected not to lose it. We've been seeing them lose close games. Both have been one-goal games, and both have been within reach, but Faded just not been able to get it done. So I think that they're feeling a little bit confident in themselves coming into this game 3.
Yeah, we'll see if that confidence can lead him to something here, but slayz, he is feeling very confident as he has his second goal of the game.
Yeah, incredible pass from voakes. Street Soul caught backwards, I believe, in that Dominus. Not able to find the touch, just backing it up, Terry, trying to get maybe something, but not able to find the touch, and slayz will put in his second of this game.
Yeah, he is going to find that one there, and now Faded find themselves down 2-0 here. Gotta really put on the pressure on this Origin team. We talked about their defense in that game number 2, really holding things down. But Faded gotta find a way to find some demos, find some space here. As this one is gonna be popped up high. Nobro is gonna find the touch, but this one floating. It's gonna hit over the top of Street Soul as Origin. A little bit of a double commit there. This one's sent back. It's gonna go off the post. Can they find the follow? No. It's saved away at the last second by voakes there. And a big 50 comes out in the midfield as Origin is going to clear that one away. It's slayz now trying to take control, trying to take the flick there, but a good touch from Nobro here, able to push it away. And it seems like Chunk, no matter what, at the very last second here, it always seems like someone from Origin is able to bail them out and put the ball away from the net.
Yeah, voakes' third man, normally able to find his rhythm in that slot, able to put it away at that last second, and we've kind of seen, I'd say, it frustrating this Faded team as we've seen a couple of double commits come on that last shot, maybe thinking that they had a better individual shot or something, just kind of getting antsy, and that definitely could lead to some counterattacks. We've seen both teams have some double commits, but nothing really been too far punished so far.
Now 2 minutes 20 seconds remaining here. Origin with a 2-0 lead here in game number 3. Faded trying to find something. That one's off the post. slayz is able to get the touch, able to push it off to the side, but again, another double commit from Faded here. Gonna allow Origin with an opportunity. A fake comes through there as that one is gonna be pushed off to the side there. Origin almost had an opportunity, but Faded able to get out here. Now trying to break out, not a lot of boost. A little bit awkward again in the midfield, just can't find a way to connect here. And, you know, Chunk, we really would have thought it would have been Origin struggling to connect, but it really seems like Faded, they just can't find each other right now.
Yeah, a thing that I think is affecting it a lot is boost total. We've seen really the boost favor this Origin team so much. We've seen opportunities where Faded has just been forced to make awkward touches as a great opportunity fizzles out there for Faded. They had a good look off a big miss from Origin, but they're not able to find it. Faded, just not a whole lot of boost to make great attempts out of their offense. Forced to come back and find boost as voakes will find one on the back of their own side. Big pass from slayz, drops down in front of Gala. Not quick enough. Nobro gets a touch, not enough to save it though, as Origin will find themselves 3-0 up in game 3.
Yeah, big goal there, and the opportunities from Faded, they have been there, but just not quite able to put them in the back of the net. In Origin, they are finding every opportunity except for that one. As that one a great save. Oh my goodness, Faded. How did they keep that out? That was insane there. They're able to deny it away, but this one's still floating. They're still able to keep it away. Is that one a massive, massive play? And now they gotta try to turn it into offense here. Only 45 seconds remaining. Otherwise, they will be down in an 0-3 hole here. As this one pushed off to the side. Aiden gonna find that touch ball out of the midfield. Freedom gets a touch there. It's sent back down. Gala's looking, but slayz is on top of that one. voakes is pre-jumping, trying to redirect that one. This one falls off the corner. slayz gonna get a touch. Wyverium diving in, but this one's a big 50 going the other way, and Faded are gonna find one here. Gala, still 21 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they're gonna need to find some of that game 1 magic they had. Is a big 50 going the way of this Faded roster, right? Wyverium right over him as he had to make a jump for that ball. His last back that just gets 50'd in his own net. An unfortunate that first touch.
And now Faded trying to make something happen. We saw them come back at the end of game number 1, but they need to find 2 goals with time remaining. Slayz trying to wait for it to come across, but it doesn't. Wyverium gonna fake it out there as he pops it up. slayz gonna try to throw it at his own net there, but it's not gonna find its way in. And Origin now, Chunk, gonna be up 3-0 in the series, 1 win away from their 4th Grand Finals appearance.
Yeah, Origin has looked phenomenal with Wyverium as he shows his defense stepping up this game with big 4 saves and an assist. I've seen that a lot from him, being able to pass to slayz and voakes, getting these big goals off teamwork that I really didn't expect, just coming from that from a player that's really been on the bench here for this Origin team. It looks like he has stepped up tremendously when it's mattered the most, and I think that Faded find themselves in a pretty big hole. They're gonna have to find some momentum after this timeout, and they're gonna need some magic here to win 4 in a row against a team that has looked phenomenally both offensively and especially, I'd say, defensively.
Yeah, no, they really have here, and now we're gonna have to see what can they even talk about in this timeout here, Chunk, to try to bring it back. If you're Faded here, you got, now 60 more seconds to talk this out. But what are you gonna talk about here to try to take down this Origin team and start the reverse sweep?
We've seen mistakes. Origin has been human. We've seen a lot of good shots. They just haven't been on target. Maybe calm down. We've seen a lot of panic. I think that this timeout is a good time for Faded to just maybe take a break. We're realize this is the end of our season. I know a lot of teams at the end of the season, when the life is on their light, they like to just kind of feel the vibes, if you will. They like to play calm, play collected, because this might be the last time you guys play as a team. I feel like that really helps teams calm down, and I think that Faded has just been a little bit panicky, and I feel like that will definitely help with these nerves that they face, especially having to win these 4 games in a row in order to win the series.
Yeah, no, they're gonna need to pull back a miracle, but they have been the underdog team so many times this season, Chunk. As the 10 seed, they made their run through the play-in tournament. They took down the number 1 seeded Rooks in the first round, and now they're gonna have to try their prospect at pulling back a reverse sweep over this Origin team as we're into game number 4 here. We'll see what they have in the tank to be able to do it here. Definitely need Nobro and Gala to step up. 2 of their big offensive players there need to come out strong as this one's fired across, and they're able to do just that as Gala strikes first for Faded.
Yeah, slayz backward, a double commit we see coming out for Faded, but they make it work, get a great 50 in Gala. Last man, but he's able to find that great midfield presence and beat Origin as they find themselves all tangled up.
Was this one is just going to be off the post there. Almost found its way down, but still, regardless, a great start for Faded. Exactly what they need if they're going to want to pull back a reverse sweep. As this one is popped up, going to be able to be sent down. Gala takes control here. Going to pop by one, but demoed off as this one is high off the backboard. Follow-up attempt is going to be denied away by voakes. As Faded was looking to grab that early 2-0 lead. That's this one blocked up in the midfield. And he sent up high. Nobro bangs it a long way. voakes is waiting back for it. Gonna find a 50, throw it off to the corner. This one sent up. A big miss, though. Could lead to an opportunity. Wyverium, not a lot of boost there. Just gonna opt to grab that boost. He's faking it out there, as this one is still dangerous around the corner there. 2 players from Faded go, as they're able to control it for a little bit longer, folks. Across the midfield, slayz gonna pop it up for Wyverium, who's looking for an opportunity, dropping it down. slayz trying to get to it, but Nobro on the defense, able to clear that one away. As Faded trying to find something there on the offense. Looking for a shot here. A big one. slayz is going to have to make a nice touch there on that one. But so far, Chunk, in this game number 4, it seems like Faded are really turning up to their pressure that we know they can do. As this one is a big shot attempt. Going to go off the post and saved away.
Yeah, we've seen, I'd say, a lot more demos, a lot more opportunities for this Faded team. We've seen a lot of aggression, I'd say, more so than we saw all the first 3 games combined, and they've been able to make it work. We've seen a couple missed touches, but this aggression, if you make missed touches and they don't expect it, you're not going to get punished. And it's been impressive what they've been able to do the first half of this game.
Yeah, it really has. We're starting to see the Faded team that we saw many times before. You can't count them out, and Gala is going to put it in, and it's 2-0 Faded now.
Yeah, Faded have been able to find these demos. I feel like I've seen demos constantly in that bottom or top right feed, and feel like it is really just messing up Origin, making the defense that once was solid kind of awkward, and they've been able to find 2 goals here straight.
Oh, they almost found a 3rd one right there. Not quite going to put it on target there. As this one is sent out, Wyverium now taking control on the dribble, trying to flick it around, looking for the corner, but not quite going to be on target there. As Faded trying to find a 50, slayz diving in the ball, dropping out in the midfield. Has some good speed from Street Soul. Faded starting to find that speed here in this game number 4. As this one popped up high, double command comes through from Faded, looking for a bump there. The net is open. It's going to be a shot for Wyverium. He finds the bump. He finds the goal on the Faded over aggression.
Yeah, we saw all 3 of them go up. A misflip by Nobro. It gets hit by Wyverium, who's able to find the open net and able to make this within reach for Origin, despite some early game miscues.
Yeah, still able to find something there. In Origin, they're looking for another one. It's Wyverium again. The sub is popping off here in game 4.
Yeah, Wyverium Legacy Series right now. 0 boost, able to put it by Street Soul, and we've seen a quick flurry of Origin attacks that have found themselves into the net, and we find ourselves at a tie game despite what kind of felt like a one-sided game for Faded the majority of this game. Wyverium will find his 3rd rocker man in like 10 seconds, it feels like.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it does seem like a matter of, maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds there. Wyverium with a hat trick on his own, single-handedly taking back this game from the grasp of Faded, and now Origin in prime position to send themselves to the grand finals, and Faded, once again, the underdogs gotta find a comeback here. Down to a minute 30 remaining in this one. Gala, he sends it down. It's just voakes back there. Gonna make that touch there. He is. This one pops up high. Another shot attempt. Nobro can't quite get it down. Just push off to the corner here. Nobro now taking it slow. Making Origin awkward there, but slayz is gonna get a touch there. voakes can't quite get out to that one. Wyverium with a nice block to the corner here, but Chunkum, a minute 15 remaining, and now Faded. They got punched in the mouth, and they gotta find a way to battle back. Otherwise, their season will be done.
Yeah, you've got to wonder how that kind of, the 3-goal flurry infected this Faded team mentally. I feel like being down 3 and letting up 3 quick ones can definitely affect how you think in a game. I think if they stay tough and find the offense that they were able to in this early game, that they can be able to tie it, as Wyverium looking for more blood on this Faded side.
Yeah, he's looking, but so is Street Soul. He's blocking it up there. A big dunk comes through. This one is sent back down. Origin looking for another one, but Gala with a great save, and now they've got to press here. Final 30 seconds of this game, possibly of their season here. They need to find a goal, but it's Origin. They're hunting Gala at the last second. He saves it away there. And now Faded. Can they bring it down the pitch? It's Gala with a 50. Nobro, what do you got for us? He's going to get it by 2. He takes 2 on 1, and he finds the equalizer.
Yeah, what a fake, just kind of panic from both voakes and slayz, and gets it under both of them. A little bit of a double commit, and it affected Origin in the biggest time of the series when they could put it away. We'll see if Faded can continue this offense or if they can find life as the series go on.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to find it here. Is this ball dropping down in the corner? Will we see overtime here? As Wyverium blocks it up, Gala sending it down. Looking for something here, voakes. He's going to keep it up in the midfield, but it is going to touch the ground, and we've got overtime here in Game 4. A must-win for Faded here if they're going to want to extend this series any longer, extend their season any longer. This one high off the backboard, Wyverium dropping it down, Nobro. He's going to find that touch out to the side there. Big 50 comes through, though, from Nobro. slayz going to grab this one. The ball pops across. Wyverium going to take control. slayz is hunting for Street Soul. A backflip. Wyverium is looking for the dagger, and he's got it. He ends the season of Faded, and Origin are heading to the grand finals on the back of their super sub.
Yeah, it brings a tear to my eye to see a sub do so much for a team, especially in the playoffs when they need to step up for their team. It's doing so much, especially in this Game 4, despite being down 2 at the beginning. They're able to do what Faded has been doing all playoffs and come back despite the rough start, and Origin finds their way to that grand finals in a great sweep fashion here, and I can't believe what I just saw, Rocker Man.
Yeah, no, I can't really believe it either, to be honest. Just a Wyverium masterclass. slayz and voakes did what they had to do, and I mean, Origin just dominated the entire series from start to finish there, and they are heading back to the grand finals. What a performance there. And I mean, Chunk, when we were coming in this series, when we were talking beforehand, we were looking, and we knew AdTySo was going to be running behind, and he didn't make it, but they didn't even need him. And now, now we got a little bit of a roster controversy, I have to say,
Yeah, Wyverium was able to find his groove when they needed him, and you gotta wonder if things are going bad maybe in the finals, if you sub in Wyverium, just judged on how he was able to play and how to get this offense rolling and going.
Yeah, no, he really stepped up big. And what more can you ask for from your fourth player on the roster? Come into the biggest game of the season in the semifinals, put up an absolute show, and propel Origin to the 4-0 victory. The sweep is out, and Origin is heading to the grand finals once again. So big congratulations to them, and congrats to Faded on a great season and a great run as well, Chunk. I mean, to make it as the 10 seed, they surprise a lot of people. Even though their season does end here, you have to say they gave it a really good run.
Yeah, they had incredible plays throughout this run they had. We saw some heroics from Street Soul in that play-in bracket, and then we saw them be able to really dismantle Rooks, put them off their rocker, and I would say that's probably gonna be one of the most impressive wins all series or all season, and they were not able to get it done this series. They're kind of stumped out by the sub, and I think it's really impressive the way both teams played, especially Origin here tonight.
Yeah, no, I would have to agree. Origin, the victors of the night there. Big congratulations to them. They are heading to the grand finals next week on Monday night. So we will be certainly seeing them. And we're going to be seeing who they're going to be taking on a little bit later tonight as Gladiators and Hypernova go to battle at 10 p.m. Eastern. But that is going to do it for this matchup here, folks. We are going to be heading shortly to our next matchup. We're going to be diving into the Novice League, where we've got a great one here between Gorgons and the Vandals. Both teams are looking to try to find their first ever grand finals appearance. So it's certainly going to be a hard fought battle. It's going to be a great one coming up next. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will see you guys in a little bit for Gorgons and Vandals. See you guys in a few.